Hi guys, welcome back to Zena's Stitches. My name is Sharon if you are seeing me for the first time. In this video, I'll be showing you guys how I made this lovely blouse I'm putting on. It has a side fullness which I got with slash and spread method. So I've made this video into two sections so that one showing how I draft the pattern and another one showing how I sew it. If you find this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, like, comment and share. And to my subscribers so far, thank you very much for staying tuned with me. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking and commenting on our videos. I love you guys so much. Without further delay, let's move on to the sewing tutorial. Welcome to the sewing tutorial. So this is our pattern. This is the pattern we drafted from the other tutorial. We'll be doing the cutting and the stitching in this video. So this is the back and front. This is the material I'll be working with. A lace fabric and then this lovely African print Ankara. My tape, chalk, scissors and some pins. So let me quickly lay them out for cutting. So this is a continuous tutorial from our previous tutorial where I share how to draft this pattern. So I'll be cutting out my fabric now so that we can move on to the sewing machine. So I added a 1/2 inch allowance to the pattern. So I've added a 1/2 inch allowance to my neckline, my shoulder seam, the back side seam, because there will not be a zipper at the back. The zipper will be at the front. And also to the side where we'll be joining the side back to it. And then for my side back, I added a 1 inch joining allowance. So I'll be cutting this out, then cut out my lining. I'll also cut out my interfacing and hairstay for play and the bodies too. Don't forget to put all your notches, notch your bust point, your chest line, so that it will be easier for you to join it back when you are joining. I'm done cutting the fabric and the lining with the interfacing, so I'll be using this hairstay, this lightest gum stay for the fabric to stabilize it, to give it a little bit of weight. Then I'll be using this aba lining, then also door face for my lace for the center front. I've also done the same thing for the side too. I also do the same thing for the side front. I cut the hairstay to stabilize the fabric, then a lining, 2 each for the both side. Same thing I did with the back. Then for this flay, you can actually cut this slash and spread as flay if you don't want to do the slash and spread method. But I cut a harder stay, like the peplum stay for it, because I want this lace to stand. I don't really want it to fall like the normal body. So that's all. I'll iron in the stay now and show you guys how it looks like when I'm done. Then we can move on to sewing. So I've ironed in my interfacing to the side front and the center front. Same thing for the back too. I've ironed in the interfacing. Then for this side peplum, I added a harder interfacing. This one is harder than the one I used for this, for the body, for the main bodies. So then I'm done with that. Guys, I've decided that I'll be putting a wording to the bust region, the softest wording, this very light one. So to do that, first I'll be marking my bust circle. So I'll be measuring from my bust point to my under bust. and I got 3.3 inches. 3.3 inches. So I'll be marking 3.3 inches round to make a bust circle. I'll be making a circle round, marking 3 by 3 inches. So I'll mark my 3.3 inches round like so. This is what the one for the side looks like. I'll be marking same thing for the center front. .5. I'll mark the 3.3 inches round like so. It's like what I did for the side front. So this is it. So now I'll be cutting this out and using it to cut this my soft wording. So that's what I'll do, or you can trace it out on another paper if you want to keep this pattern. So I've used pin to secure down my lace to my door face. So the next thing I'll do now is to put my wording. So I'll take the one for the center front, then put the shining part towards the fabric, this part too, so that it can come to the fabric when you iron it. So make notches to notches. Make sure your notches are aligning. Secure it down with a pin. So do the same thing for the other side. Make sure the notches are matching. So this is my chest line, my bust point, so that the notches are matching, and here is my under bust. Just try as much as possible to make sure the notches are aligned with each other. And secure it down. You do the same thing with the side front. So you open it up and face the side cup. The wording we cut for the side. So now flip it over to the right side, and then put the right side facing each other. So make sure the notches are aligning, then you pin it down, secure them down with pin. It's easier to sew when you notch your fabric. So you sew here by 1/2 inch. So do the same thing for the other front. Align the notches together and also pin it down and sew by 1/2 inch. Let's do this and show you guys how it looks. So I've pinned all my pattern together and I'll be sewing it down by 1/2 inch. I've done the same thing to the side back and the side and the center back too. I'll be sewing it down by 1/2 inch. So I'll quickly take this to my machine, sew it, iron it, and show you guys how it looked like after then. So guys, I'm done stitching the side back to the center back. So I also stitch the center back together because my zipper is going to be at the front. So this is how it currently look like now. I sewed the center back together because I want my zipper to be at the front, and I've also sewed the side back to it. So the next thing I'll do now is to take it to my iron, open up my seams like this and iron everything down. It should be flat so that the back can rest well on the body. Same thing with the front. I've also joined the side front to the center front. So this is how it looks because of the soft wording that I put. So it's forming that cup shape. I will also take it to the iron, then open up my seam and iron it too. It just helps the dress relax, more relaxed, gives it more fitting when all your seam are well ironed. Then after ironing, I will also join the lining together just the same way I did for the front. So when I'm done, I will show you guys how it looks like. I'm done working on my lining. So now before I go ahead and join my back and front together at the shoulder, so I'll be cutting my sleeve because I want to attach a sleeve, and I'll be using this organza fabric to make a fitted sleeve. So I'll just be cutting this out. So I've cut out my sleeve for my back and front. So I'll go ahead now, join my bodies together at the shoulder, then fix my sleeve and shape 1 inch at the side, or whatever allowance you left when you were drafting your paper or when you were cutting your fabric. So I'll be stitching the shoulder now with 1/2 inch, then fix my sleeve with 1/2 inch and shape my bodice with 1 inch. So let me do that and show you guys how it looks like. So I've joined the front bodice to the back body. Then the next thing I want to do is to fix my sleeve before I will go ahead to shape it. I'll be fixing my sleeve now. So I notched the front. So this is the one I'm going to the front side. So let me quickly take this to my machine, sew it, and show you guys how it looks like. So now fix the sleeve to the armhole, to the 2 armhole. This is how the inside look like. So what I'll be doing now is to fix our flare to the body. So notches to meet notches, and pin it down. So now fix the sleeve to the armhole, to the 2 armhole. This is how the inside look like. So what I'll be doing now is to fix our flare to the body. So notches to meet notches, and pin it down. Then pin this edge. So this excess will be pleating it here as boss pleats. We'll be making a boss pleat with that. So let me first of all So this is how it's going to look like when I stitch this down. So we have a pleat here. So I'll go ahead and pin the other side down, then take it to my machine to stitch it up. So this is how it currently looks, guys. I've joined the clay, so I made a bust pleat or a kiss pleat, whatever you call it. So the next thing I'll do now is fix my zipper. So I'll be fixing my zipper. Then this is how the back looks like now. How the back looks like. So I'll go ahead and fix my zipper, then show you guys how to turn it inside out with lining, because we'll be making an invisible turning. So guys, I've fixed my zipper. And this is how it looks so far after fixing my zipper. So the next thing I'll do now is to turn it with my lining. So this is my lining. I left some inches here where I will finally do my final touch turning. So first thing I will do is to front facing front. I'll bring out the sleeve from the armhole. So the first thing I'll do is to turn my neckline. I've placed my lining on my fabric front facing front. So this is the back. By the time I turn it, everything will go inside. So I'll pin. The first thing I want to do is turn the necklines. Okay, center back to center back. Pin down the neckline. So I'll be stitching it by 1/2 inch. Then when I'm through, turn it over and top stitch. Then I'll show you guys how to turn the zipper and the armhole. Then we'll turn it down. So guys, I'm done with turning it with my lining. Basically, I've done everything. I forgot to show you guys what I did. I lost some of my video. I thought it was recording. So let me quickly show you what inside look like. So this is how the inside looks like. I just turn everything out from here, so that's why I've not stitched it, so I can show you guys what I did. And then for the armhole, I also turned my sleeve from this part, so I'll be using needle and thread to do a ladder stitches on it, or I can on it and also stitch it as invisible. But for the front side, I've done that. Really sorry guys, I couldn't show you, but that's what I just did. So I've ironed it, and yes, we are done with our blouse, or should I call it a jacket? I actually don't know if I should call it a jacket or a blouse, but the outcome is lovely. I love it. I love it. So that's all with this tutorial. Thank you guys for watching to this extent. I really appreciate. Tell me what next you want to see on the channel, and if you like this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, like, and leave your comments down below. Thank you very much. See you in the next tutorial. Bye.
Don't forget to subscribe.